This is WENY News.
Hello and thanks for clicking on the webcast. Here's the latest from WENY News and the Star Gazette, and we get right to the big breaking news this morning. One man is dead after being shot outside the Ithaca Walmart, and right now authorities are closing in on the suspected shooter. Ithaca police say just before 1 in the morning, they responded to a shooting in the Walmart parking lot. When they got there, they found a man had been shot to death and the suspect had already left the scene. Soon after, authorities saw a vehicle matching the suspect's description heading north on Route 13. They tried to stop it near the intersection of Route 366, but the driver refused to stop and then pulled into a driveway about a quarter mile away. The suspect got out and began shooting at police officers with a long gun as he ran towards what authorities now believe is his home. Officers have established a perimeter around the home and are moving in to safely arrest the suspect. Several tactical teams are on scene and they are evacuating the neighborhood. WENY News is en route to the scene and will bring you more information as soon as we can. We do have an update to a story we've been following all week out of Binghamton, where a college student was found dead on Route 434 of an apparent hit and run. But the girl's mother is not buying that story. She is now convinced that her daughter was murdered, and she's pointing at some new evidence to support that claim. Daniela Atanasova-Leneva told NBC New York she thinks her daughter's death was, quote, definitely a homicide. She says her daughter Stephanie was found without her identification or her cell phone on her, and there are a lot of facts that are missing in this case. Binghamton police have not released many details about Leneva's death, but they are investigating it as a hit and run. According to the Press and Sun Bulletin in Binghamton, 2 separate medical examinations found Leneva's injuries were consistent with being hit by a vehicle. Authorities are now offering a reward of more than $30,000 for any information regarding the death of Stephanie Leneva. And now here is Craig Flint with a look at today's forecast. Snow on the way, but not a ton, right, Craig?
Yeah, not for us locally. However, those lake effect favored suspect areas are really going to start to pile up the snow here as we head into Friday and then through Saturday. We'll be measuring it in feet, I think, especially for areas east of especially Lake Ontario, but also nothing to sneeze at either for Lake Erie snowbelts. For us, scattered snow showers, blustery, turning colder today, a high of 37. Overnight, snow showers, there may be a brief squall comes through because winds will be kind of shifting from westerly to northwesterly, which will take the lake effect snow bands, which will be mainly to the north of us today, and start to sag them south through the area tonight with a low of 24. There are the watches the warnings and advisories that you can see straight east of Lake Ontario and also eastern areas of the east lake shore of Lake Erie. These are lake effect snow warnings over the western Twin Tiers, lake snow warnings to the east and northeast of Lake Ontario, and then advisories through central New York. These are the areas that will be measuring in feet of snow by Saturday, 2 to 3 feet possible on top of the Tug. And then even locally, well, I should say more to the west, like out towards the western sections of the Twin Tiers, that's where the snow will start to pile up. The Chautauqua Ridge will probably end up with feet of snow as well. For us, though, it's just a few scattered snow showers today. Now, tonight, I mentioned that west-southwesterly wind becoming more westerly and then eventually northwesterly. So that will take the lake snow band that will be orienting itself off to the north and kind of shove it south. So I think through the course of the day, flurries, snow showers, Finger Lakes, locally flurries and snow showers, and over the northern tier as well, temperatures will be in the 30s. And you can see how this is behaving. So first thing, kind of the overall picture here, low pressure up in southeastern Canada will provide that what we call cyclonic flow, which basically that counterclockwise flow. You can see the large circulation here. And what's happening is winds initially this morning are southwesterly. So you see how that lake band is kind of orienting itself like that, coming off the east end of Lake Erie. So it's like north and west of us locally. And also you can see that sort of behavior east of Lake Ontario there. Southwesterly winds shift west tonight and then eventually northwest on Friday. So that band right there will also shift westerly tonight and then eventually northwesterly on Friday, which will kind of scrape through our area locally. And then what we're going to have to watch for Friday is an upstream connection. So we'll have that northwesterly wind, right? Well, you've got Hudson Bay up here, Georgian Bay here. All of those guys will get in on the act. Now, where does the most persistent snow set up? That I cannot tell you. It's one of those things that we just have to kind of keep an eye on. Either way, for us locally, it's not much. Here's your 7-day forecast. Cold locked in through the weekend with occasional snow showers, flurries. Again, minor accumulations here locally. And then as we head into early next week, temperatures actually spike into the 30s on Monday with some rain and wet snow. Then we get to Tuesday and Wednesday and beyond, and the forecast will become changeable again as some much colder air lurks. Ross?
All right, Craig, thank you. And we will continue to follow that breaking news out of Ithaca. We apologize for the lack of visuals. We just got this news moments ago as of this recording, which is 7:42. So we do have a crew on the way there, and we will bring you the news as it develops. And for the latest news, weather, and sports, keep it locked on WENY News for our shows at noon, 5:36, and 11 o'clock. And don't forget to pick up a copy of today's Star Gazette. I'm Ross DiMattei. Have a great Thursday.